Deals and bargains.
What do you require of a zombie fragrant employer?
You reek of sweat and overconfidence. Don't tell me you're Moon Eye's new recruit for the ruckus. In fact, I do. When this district coalesced into existence, I established a network of protective runes to keep its baleful darkness from overrunning the place. Wildly infectious stuff. Couldn't have it seeping into the rest of Fargrave. The wards need repairing. Normally, I check each one for wear and tear when I make my rounds, but in theory, it's a task any bone-headed mortal can do while I tend to something less tedious. In this instance, you have use. How fortunate for you. Here, I'll mark them on your map. Do follow it closely. And keep your wits about you, all right? I won't have your faction pointing the finger at me for the death of one of theirs. Not again. A bit of advice? If you encounter any brazen or argent enemies, it might behoove you to join the fray against them, if you want a head start earning favor with your faction. But, makes no difference to me. I only care about you repairing my wards. I see no one explained our classification system to you. How thrilling that duty falls to me. Brazen enemies are the lowest tier that warrants classification, the least lethal of the dangerous elites you'll encounter. Then it's gilded and then opulent enemies, but you won't find them in the districts proper. Their power allows them to fortify sealed layers or chambers. However, such chambers can be accessed by attaining gilded keys and opulent seals. Opulent seals come from gilded enemies. Gilded keys can be found on brazen and argent enemies. It would be wise to pursue these higher tiers in groups. Mixed factions are fine, and you'll fare all the better if you can coordinate roles. Something to push back the pervasive darkness, for one. My wards are only built for stationary use, but I've seen some of your ilk trot around with a gleaming lamp. They light it using the incandescent pods that grow around the district. Gather enough splinters and you can assemble it yourself. Brazen and argent enemies are known to drop splinters, and faction vendors are known to carry them. And before you ask, no, I don't have any. Not that I would sell to you anyway.
Warm like the desert sands.
You're back, unmaimed. They told me they only take the roughest stock in the ruckus. Well, Squall, or whatever Moon Eye calls those slavering brigands of his. Is that true? Did you do as I asked? I sent you right into the thick of all the typical frighteners of you mortal types. Darkness, vengeful spirits, responsibility. And you came out with your wits and a job well done. As Graspkin, I'm not one for complimenting your kind on such feats. No, there's no more to that. I've said all I mean to say. Now, go speak to Unmoored Marifa. She'll acquaint you with the Skittering Precinct as I did here with Sorrow's friend. Find her at the door to that district here in the plaza.
You think you're tough? Let's see how you measure up against the rest of us, Spawn.
You're one of the new Ruckus pledges, right? I wouldn't want to do some Daedra's bidding either. But you still signed up to serve someone all the same. You're here to learn about the Skittering Precinct, aren't you? Help? I don't need anyone's help. I make no pacts, serve no masters. Daedric, mortal, or divine. But your faction wants this work done. I provide the methods, you provide the means. Set up seeing stones within the Skittering Precinct. I'm going to surveil everything that, well, skitters through. Attuning the stones takes concentration, which I can do safely right here. Placing the stones is where you come in. And so do you. So you can prove yourself to your faction. Me? I have nothing to prove to anyone. Here's where you need to socket the stones. I made them myself, so if you get killed, try to fall in a way that won't damage them. The information from those stones benefits all factions, even yours. If you do what I ask, everyone wins. And if you don't, I'm the only one that loses. That's the cost of being unmoored. But there's still plenty to do in the districts on your own. Oh, you don't know? It's nice. Veritable paradise. Other than the greenish tinge to everything, it reminds me a bit of home. Come on, be serious. The name should tell you all you need to know. And before you ask, the Grasp already said we can't just incinerate the district. Apparently, that's too dangerous and results in loss of profit. So, swords and staves it is. Yeah, join a group. Don't be like me. There is something else that could help you, but you really ought to learn how to survive the basics first. If you find me in the precinct after you talk to your patron again, maybe I'll tell you more. Daring races, for one. Running those courses keeps me spry enough to outrun danger when I need to. Someday, I might even be able to beat the fastest of you faction folk. There's oddities too, if you've a mind for puzzles. Strange phenomena that manifest in the districts. They require coordination and cooperation to solve. I'm not one for teamwork, but I make an exception for oddities. The rewards are well worth the effort. I use them to stockpile more Red Maiden. A drug that staves off the effects of the drain. You know, the ailment mortals get when they stay in Fargrave too long. It doesn't affect those in the Eyes and Goad because of their pacts to serve Daedra, Molto and Tachyon. Not everyone gets it, nor do they get it right away. I've been lucky, so far. If and when I catch it, I'm going to be prepared. Your guess is as good as mine. Moon Eyes know Daedra, and yet his squalls are immune to the drain for the duration of the night market every time it opens. How he manages that is one puzzle nobody's ever figured out. I've heard tell of some Egg of Iraq here in the Skittering Precinct. Supposed to be a gauntlet that lets the wearer reach high up places on threads of silk, among other things. Sure would be useful in a place like this. Gather splinters from enemies in the district. I found some, but never enough to piece a relic together. Don't worry about me. I get around just fine on my own. Ambitious one like you, though. You'd do well to get your hands on an egg of Iraq. Daring races, for one.
Drink your stuff. Let's see how you measure up against the rest of us.
Return my commission.
I'm not surprised you made it back. Already, my seeing stones are picking up activity all over the Skittering precinct. They told me you were coming. I guess I should say thanks for the help. It's a hard life, being unmoored. Stockpiling Red Maiden to prepare for the drain and scraping by on my own wits. When I meet decent folk like you, it makes it all the more tempting to join a faction. So, get lost, before you make it worse for me. Oh, that'd be Mishka. He's... well, I was going to say a bit much, but I suppose he's not far off from your average Scoffin. You can find him at the doors to the Parch. Good luck.
Don't miss what Takian's put together this time. Go up the stairs and enjoy yourself.
Ooh, a mortal! Stopping to talk? Oh, such flattery. Most ruckus types just ignore me and barge straight into the Parch. Don't even glance back to see how far they sent Mr. Flying. Oh, wait! You're the new one, aren't you? Seeking work? Naughty mortals keep setting markers in the sand to track the movements of Dune Rippers. Everyone familiar with the night marker knows you can find the shiniest treasures in their bellies. You mortals are clever, yes. Very clever. But so cruel. Replanting the markers, leading rivals into peril, danger. Eliminating the competition, not sporting, not at all. You're a good mortal, aren't you? Shiny soul, head full of teeth. No need to rely on such naughty tricks to keep your faction ahead. Destroy the last of those markers. Mishka could have done it, but it's such a joy sending mortals on little errands. I can see why so many Daedra lure your kind into pacts and cults. I will mark your map, but feel free to wander. See the sights. Destroying those markers is in your best interest, precious little toothhead. Everyone pays if the factions don't play nice. Besides, I've seen you all cooperate in a skirmish, or when the Calamitous enemies marched through. Oh, yes. The most deadly and most rewarding enemies that can find you in the districts. I can smell the ambition wafting off you. But the Calamitous can't be sought out. It's not in their nature to stay in one place for long. And leave a trail of death and destruction in their wake. But if you're there when one falls, oh, you'll be the pride of your faction. For a moment, anyway. Oh, don't worry. You're already Mishka's favorite. Nothing will change that. Nothing. Oh, incidents of chaos that spin to life in the districts from time to time. No predicting when they'll happen. And they take great numbers of toothy mortals to dispel. They're Mishka's favorite because he gets to see you all work together. Ah, you're back! Oh, sand buffed and smooth. The parts does that. But don't worry, you look radiant. You'll be the envy of your peers, I assure you. And the Dune Ripper markers, all ripped up. Good, good, very good. The Grasp has their own motives to keep the peace, but Mishka loves mortals. Hates to see you precious, tooth-filled creatures plotting to get each other killed. When this demands that, Mishka is forever grateful for your service. Oh, I will sing your praises to the one you call leader. Your faction is lucky to have you. I will make sure they know that. Go then. Mishka will see you in the porch. Even if you do not see Mishka.
Roll with the Ruckus, join the stampede.
The curator and I were just speaking of you. It certainly seems like you made the rounds. But Caracal knows appearances can deceive. Did you do as this one asked? We don't reward working alone in the Ruckus. Neither do we condemn it. But Caracal likes to see how you stand on your own before letting you run with the rest. It sounds like you represented us well, Squall. Caracal was hoping you would ask that. Now that you know the perils of each district, you are more than ready to face the monsters and mysteries that await within. But let's see you paid first, Squall. Welcome to the Ruckus. Here's your reward. Looking for a Squall with some initiative.
Back to work.
This one
Find me in
has
the
worked
plaza
for
if you
you.
have any burning questions.
One more round, best of 9.
Looking to make some noise, Squall? Caracal has work that needs doing. Skirmishes manifest chaos in the districts. We need someone to jump into the fray, represent our strength, remind those other factions we're strong enough to make a place for ourselves among the Daedra. You feel like looking for trouble, Squall? This one will send you with a map showing the location of each skirmish. Go find trouble in your favorite district, join the fight, and come back with a story when you're done. Go show them your strength, Squall. And if you happen to die, at least go out with a ruckus.
wanted to wrestle on our first date. Turns out we had different ideas of what that meant.
The other behemoths don't like the look of my friend here. Between us, I think they're just jealous of his feathery ruff.
Be careful of Taruzi. Here in the ruckus, it's the small ones you should watch out for.
If Buzz tells you about some slime mold he found in the districts, you listen politely, yes? Or Turuzi will have your heart.
Need something? Najira is happy to lighten your pockets.
Roll with the ruckus, join the stampede!
Well, hello again. Seems like you're doing all right for yourself. Did you find any relics yet? Or did you have questions about other things to do in the districts?
I'm keeping an eye on any buckets I see. Every now and again I still get a whiff of whatever I was drenched with back in the stitches. Maybe one of those degreasers would help.